time, I'd like to introduce your leadership of these chambers that are going to come up and say a few words and move on with the rest of the program. So it's my pleasure to introduce Ramon Ojeda, Dr. Robert Spooney, and Kathy Lamas. Please join me in that.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Well, here are the three things I get after listening to Donna and that great presentation. One, well, certainly Universal Orlando, great marketing. Number two, it's amazing what things you can do today with technology. And number three, God bless Harry Potter. He's my best friend in the chamber, looking and thinking economic development and visitation. Good guy. Let's have all of our guests continue to come and enjoy the wonderful things that Florida has to offer. Brings us here tonight is the signing of a collaboration agreement, of a proclamation, a good faith proclamation that all three chambers, the African American Chamber of Commerce, the Asian American Chamber of Commerce, and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce have been working for quite some time. And some people told me earlier today, well, it's great that we finally, after 3 years, been able to put this together. I said, well, it's not 3 years. It's a little bit longer than that. Can you believe we've been working for 5 years in this thing? I said, you know, back a few years ago, we had a very good agreement between the Orlando Regional Chamber of Commerce and then the three ethnic chambers. An agreement where we all would collaborate and work together and have one common point, and that would be to advance the building of a better community. We start doing activities like the one we did here at Universal back in 2006 and then again in 2008, and they used to call them the Appreciation Chamber Appreciation Day, where we would invite members of the chamber from all three chambers and spend a day here at Universal, have breakfast and have this camaraderie and network between all chambers and learn and make new friends and then go out and enjoy a day at the park. We did that very successfully on 2 different occasions. Still, Dr. Spooney and Kathy and Glenn and many folks in our community and in our chambers were thinking, how can we get this to a more formal agreement in which we can really promote the fact that we are chamber friends, that we are working with a unite goal, and that is, again, to build a better community, to foster common opportunities between our members. And it doesn't matter whether you're a member of one chamber or 2 chambers, or you're not a member of a chamber, but you are truly passionate to build a community, to make sure that we can tell our members that there's a formal agreement in which we all commit our resources to make this an organization, a community where we all work together. 3 years ago, we really started working the leadership of the 3 organizations to make this happen. And thanks to the leadership of Diane Young and Universal Orlando, we were able to finally come to this day and make this agreement possible. I have to say that the leadership of Dr. Spooney and the leadership of Kathy Llamas at the Asian American Chamber has been exemplary, has been extraordinary, because they have been, along with me, trying to get this done, and we're here today to do just that. Been in continuous operation for almost 20 years. We were founded back in 1993, so we're a young organization. We have about 1,100 members, and our mission is to provide leadership and support the economic development of the Hispanic business community here in Central Florida. We truly believe in the collaboration models, and we are very active in engaging collaboration agreements and partnerships to make our community a better community. Networking is what we do, and that's why here, and a takeaway for all of you, I would love for you to meet members, not just for the Hispanic Chamber, but also members for all the other 2 organizations. So hopefully you'll be able to enhance that networking among you.
Thank you so much, Ramon, and again, thank you and welcome to this very historic moment that we have. You know, like Ramon was saying, maybe 5 years in the making. I told him that was when he was 15 years old. So, but anyway, just a little bit about our chamber. If you are not familiar with the Asian American Chamber of Commerce, we're a little bit older than the Hispanic Chamber. We were founded in 1986, July 29th to be exact. which brings us to our 25th anniversary this year. We're very excited about that. Along the lines of what we're trying to do now, we're actually taking it a step further by putting a global business expo to commemorate our 25th anniversary on August 5th at the DoubleTree Hotel. That's just a short plug. But anyway, our chamber was founded with a mission to provide definitely leadership, support, and empowerment to the members of our chamber so they may prosper and grow. It's very short but very sweet. So I'm here now to read the proclamation that we had all put together. Whereas the Metro Orlando area and surrounding communities of Central Florida are one of the most diverse, culturally rich, and ethnically vibrant areas to live, work, and play, and whereas the economic interests of small businesses, corporations, local governments, and other interest groups often overlap in the Metro Orlando area, and whereas representatives from various businesses, corporations, local governments, and other interest groups have joined one or more chambers of commerce in an effort to increase their diverse business opportunities, and whereas 3 of the traditional ethnic chambers of commerce, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Metro Orlando, the African American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida, and the Asian American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida are recognized as well-established leaders within their own communities, and whereas the 3 chambers strongly believe that by sharing ideas, increasing cooperation, conducting joint events, and mutually supporting each other's activities, they can greatly expand business opportunities and economic development for all their members, their sponsors, local corporations, and Central Florida communities. And whereas it is in the best interest of the 3 chambers and their members to promote collaboration and business opportunities that derive in economic development for the region, and whereas the respective boards of directors of the African American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida, the Asian American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida, and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Metro Orlando have fully reviewed and endorse and support the goals and purposes of this Goodwill Proclamation. Now, therefore, the undersigned leaders of the 3 chambers, for and on behalf of the respective chambers, hereby mutually pledge their cooperation, their best skills and efforts, and their tireless energies in the execution and implementation of this Goodwill Proclamation. Done and entered on this 21st day of July, 2011 in the city of Orlando, Orange County, Florida.
With great opportunity comes great responsibility. We've heard that's what Spider-Man says, I believe. That being said, I want to thank Universal Orlando Resorts and Diane Young and her staff for this great affair, for bringing us together and giving us the opportunity to mingle and network among one another. That we have the opportunity, what is our responsibility? As chambers, our responsibilities will be to keep this synergy and energy going forward. How can we do that? Well, we can do that by encouraging our members to do joint ventures with other chamber members so that we can do what it is that we do best, and that's commerce here in Central Florida. We need to share information. We need to be prudent in our business endeavors, and as leaders of the chambers, we all pledge to do our part to keep this synergy going. We have a saying that was said by Frederick Douglass: we are one, our cause is one, and if we're to be successful, we must help one another. So that being said, we are going to endeavor to help one another after this day. Now, I also want to just talk a little bit about the African American Chamber of Commerce, if I may. We were formed in 1945. So when we talk about longevity, I think we may have the advantage on that. But our mission is to be the preeminent advocate for African American business and other minority business for wealth attainment in Central Florida. Our watch phrase is that we endeavor to put you in a position to do a deal. That's what we do. And we do that through the numerous networking functions, workshops, and seminars that we have at our chamber. We will do our part to continue for this relationship that's been forged today to continue to grow forward. And again, we thank Universal Orlando Resorts for giving us the opportunity to come together so that now we will do the responsible thing, and that's make this thing work. Why don't you give Universal a rousing round of applause?